Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm showing you how to make a mini apple crisp, and this dessert is perfect for the fall time. And of course you can eat it any time of the year, but I really like this one because you don't have to make an entire dessert just to enjoy something sweet. So let's go ahead and go over some of the ingredients. So of course you're going to need some apples. Today I'm using Golden Delicious. They're my favorite to bake with just because of the mild flavor, but of course you can use any variety that you prefer. You're also going to need 2 tablespoons of packed light brown sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 3 tablespoons of old-fashioned oats, 1.5 tablespoons of salted butter, and we're going to melt this later, 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, and then 1/4 teaspoon of lemon juice. I'm just using this kind in the bottle because it's such a small amount, but of course if you have a lemon already cut up, you can juice that. And you're going to need your ramekin. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So I'm going to start off by peeling my apple. This of course is a personal preference, but I like to peel all of my apples whenever I am baking. If you'd like to leave your skins on, you're welcome to skip this step. Once you're all done peeling your apple, you're going to go ahead and place it on your cutting board, and you're going to start cutting the fruit away from the core. Now the way I like to safely do this is by cutting off one side first and then turning the apple so the flat side is down on the cutting board, and this will prevent it from rolling around all over the place. So just cut that fruit away from the core and put the core to the side, and then you're going to start slicing up your apples even more. Now you can decide how thick or thin you'd like your slices to be, but the thinner they are, the more they're going to bake down and the more tender they're going to become. So I kind of like to have a balance of both. But once I'm done slicing them up, I go ahead and run my knife down the middle, and this just allows those apple slices to fit a little bit better inside of my baking dishes. Now I'm going to grab a bowl. I'm going to put all of the apple slices inside, but the one thing I forgot to capture on video was pouring the lemon juice over top of the apples and then just tossing them around with the spoon really quickly. So don't forget that step. But what I did not forget was the very best part, in my opinion, and this is the crisp topping. So in a bowl, I am putting in the oats, the brown sugar, and cinnamon, making sure not to leave any cinnamon behind, the all-purpose flour, and then I went ahead and melted that butter in the microwave, and that's what's going to bring this yummy topping all together. And I like to use a fork to combine all of these ingredients. Kind of helps to break up the brown sugar and work it in with the oats. Once you start to combine all of these ingredients, it should start to resemble something that looks a little bit like granola. So just keep working it all together. I promise that flour will get incorporated, and once you have that granola texture, you are ready to go. So now it is time to assemble your apple crisp. So grab your ramekin and start spooning your apples into the dish. Now the apple that I sliced up today was a little bit on the larger side, so you may not use all of your apple slices, but the good thing is that they are covered in lemon juice, very slightly, and you can store those in a little Ziploc bag in your fridge, and they shouldn't turn as brown as quickly. So that's what I did with my extra apples. And you may need to use your hands just to arrange the slices so that they're nice and flat. You don't want any slices sticking up straight or over the edge. Once you have all of your apples in your dish, you're gonna go ahead and start to put on that yummy topping. Now, this might look a little bit tricky, but it's not. All you're gonna do is start spooning it on top, and it is perfectly fine if some of your topping falls onto your cutting board. Just pick it back up and press it on top. This will press on top of the dish very nicely, and you can really pack in as much topping as you'd like. If you want more topping and fewer apples, then just don't fill up your dish with as many apples. But it will bake down so that it won't be overflowing in the oven. Now I'm just grabbing a little cookie sheet that I've lined with foil. This makes it a lot easier to take in and out of the oven, and in case any of the apples bubble over, it'll catch any of that syrup. Setting the oven to 350 degrees, and we're gonna bake it for 30 minutes, but I'm not gonna make you wait quite that long to see the end of this video. So I'm gonna let it rest just for a moment. And while I do that, I'm gonna grab some vanilla ice cream. And I wish I would have thawed this ice cream out a little bit more ahead of time because it was pretty difficult to scoop. But I managed to get a few on there, and it's best to put this on while the apple crisp is still nice and hot, because the best bite is when you get some of the apples, all of that wonderful crisp topping with the cinnamon and the brown sugar and the oats, and then that vanilla ice cream. It is heavenly. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Please let me know if you make this apple crisp. I'd love to hear from you in the comment section. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button to see more like it. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.